are live.
Radio
So last time you all got welcomed back at the family home, Grimm family home in Easternay at the estate, had some wonderful conversations with the parents, some downtime. You all have a new body for Mimir, so he is kind of like attached to this body now and has independent movement.
I want to roleplay that later, but finish your thing.
Yes, will do. Alex, just a reminder, you had something in chat that you wanted to also discuss. As for this session, you guys have been invited to a ball and dinner hosted by the Prince of Easternay and his court, where your whole family will be also attending.
I updated my token, right?
Yes, you did.
Good.
I remember what I wrote down. We were going to ask if when Mimir used the Bifrost, if we could travel with him, or if it was just him himself.
Okay.
We can do that all at one time because this is part of what
I was just trying to remember what it was that I had asked.
Yes. So you present the body to Mimir, and now you can describe how you want to present it and such, as you have now
Put a
received
bow
it.
on it.
Yeah, no, I was totally going to be like, because we've talked about it, but I don't think we ever told him we ordered it, so I was going to make it like a surprise. Just be like, oh, hey, here you go. Like, just carry him over in whatever box or fashion we carried him around and be like, oh, look, it's a, I mean, we'll just all walk around in a corner in a room, carrying him. Just like, there's what's the name of the body again? I'm having pretty.
It's a Warforged body.
I feel like we should bake it in a cake. Have it pop out.
Right.
Your reception sucks. I can't hear you.
I just figured that's what
I want to roll to make a cake.
Okay.
That's just what Mimir sounds like when he gets attached to the robot body.
Alright, cook's utensils. You make a really...
Give me, what?
You rolled a 27.
That's perfect.
So, you have rolled... you have now spent... basically in your entire afternoon making... I'm trying to count the layers right now. I think
it's cake shaped like cake.
I think it turns into a 48-layer cake in order to cover the whole body.
Awesome.
So it's
and then I want to leave a spot. Can I imagine he has, because remember, we're making it like Bender. So his head is going to like screw into the top of this thing. So I leave that part open. And then, you know, I want to convince him that we are going to put him as a cake topper on the cake. And then he realizes that, oh, shit, this is the Warforged. And he can start ripping them. Unless you're going to make him take days to attune to it. And then that's not as cool.
It takes an hour.
Okay.
But, I mean,
I don't know if we need to roleplay that now that I think about it, because now it's a gag. But that's up to y'all.
Wait, what do you mean you want to put me on the top of a cake?
Oh, come on, it'll be great. You can be there. You can see everyone that comes and gets a piece of the cake. It'll be fun.
Wait. Yes.
It's for you. We're celebrating you, Mimir.
A talking head that you have kept me into the guest room of your estate, and now you want to put me on top of a cake for all to come and gander and look at as they fetch a piece of the said cake.
Well, Mimir, one moment. You can eat yourself down into the cake. Wouldn't that be kind of amazing?
I don't know where you think the cake would go, because it kind of just comes in one way and immediately exits the other way.
It's like a worm. He's literally like a worm. He eats dirt. He poops out dirt, but it's cake.
Vicus is going to make a wisdom save in like the first 20 minutes of this happening to see if he can just handle this nonsense.
Go right ahead. But yes, I can taste, but I don't understand the benefit of me eating down into the cake.
You know what? To be honest, I don't either. But I just thought it sounded like fun. I would like to eat myself
We're
into a
celebrating
cake.
you. We're not inviting everyone in the castle anyway. I might have overbaked. And then I just start screwing his head into the top of the cake.
Perhaps, Mimir, you might find something that
You might be surprised. You might like
discover
it.
something you enjoy.
I've never done this, so I will humor you all for this, but if this is going to be a recurring event, I don't think I would enjoy it so often, but why not? In like the thousands of years that I have existed, I guess I could try something new.
You've never
Let me
been a
know how you
cake
think the
topper
cake
before.
Let me know how you think the cake tastes. Since he's eating his way into the, you said he's eating his way into the cake.
No, he's just sitting on it. He doesn't.
I don't think he really can because there's a robot body inside of it.
So do
but
you
yeah.
know when you're being attuned to something, or does it just happen?
Well, I'll let you know. So you go and you use your helmet because you're not tall enough unless you want to use a step ladder.
Oh yeah, of course. I was definitely gonna say yeah.
You use your helmet to fly up and gently place Mimir at the top of the cake. As his eyes grow wide, ooh, this cake is oddly special.
Surprise!
He's got a tingly feeling in his esophagus.
What magic have you imbued into this cake?
Well, that's actually the surprise. It's Warforged specially made for you to have a body. So, in about an hour, you're going to be able to break yourself out of whatever's left after what we don't eat.
So I'm going to sit on here on top of this cake for an hour as I attune to a new body that you have constructed for me, just for me to break out of the wonderful cake you've made to ruin it.
It was like a way to wrap it. You know, I cook, so it seemed like a good idea. I might have used too much flour and sugar. I probably used like 4 bags. Yeah, I gotta listen.
It sounds fun to me. I guess I'll sit here for an hour and understand how to use my new body.
No one is ever going to... It is such an amazing story that no one can doubt it. It's one of those so strange, it has to be true.
In my repertoire of knowledge, I can guarantee you this has never happened in existence. So, yes, very entertaining, though quite strange, but I definitely appreciate this. I can't wait to see what my body looks like.
That's the second surprise. Guys, did we ever decide if we wanted it to be like... Did we want to give him like robot boobs or something? It would have been funny. We missed opportunity.
I have a picture, but it's not working.
Because you posted a link to the
picture. Yeah, it didn't work.
Oh, and they turned they have that on.
I meant to Photoshop this and I kind of forgot with all my head stuff going on, so someone just needs to like take Bender and Photoshop a zombie head on top or whatever Mimir looks like. In my head he's always been a zombie.
But Mimir continues to babble for an hour or so as he attunes. He keeps making noises like, ooh, that one's interesting. That feels different as his attunement begins to grow to this body.
So, Mimir, can we talk to you while you're attuning to this, or are we distracting you?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I had once attuned to 12 magical items. Quite interesting.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yes, it stretched my soul quite thin doing so, but I was able to do it. Yeah, that picture's not gonna work.
Didn't someone in the car? I could have swore someone while we were drinking last night said I had a couple questions for Ramir. Who was it? I can't remember. I got a little too drunk.
I believe it was Yawn.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was looking up a picture of a Hellbrute, and I posted it in the Discord chat. Just so that you can see what I'm imagining his body looking like.
Can I just say that we have a godhead on a bender body? I feel like that's got to be maybe not a D&D first, but we've got to be fairly original.
At least 50%, right?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Mamiya, I was wondering, when you use the Bifrost, can you only use it for yourself, or can you bring other people with you?
Oh, I can absolutely bring others with me if I so choose.
Okay.
The
That was the question I had.
The only concern of doing so is that Heimdall will notice me using the Bifrost.
Well, that is a problem.
Right now, I'm as long as I'm not on the Bifrost or in Asgard, Heimdall can't see me, but he watches the Bifrost quite rigorously last time I checked. As it is a very safe and powerful method of travel.
Seeing as that's his only job.
My game.
Considering it is the only way to get into Asgard, yes. But there are many ways to get travel to the Bifrost. Since
Go on.
You were discussing going to the Dwarves of Soldering to free Fenrir, they could also perhaps craft something to travel the Bifrost, or you could just pay a powerful sage
To open the
Now that
Bifrost?
sounds interesting.
Yes, many sages which have conquered the ways of planar travel end up discovering the necessary components to create a Bifrost key. And they end up crafting their own.
Interesting.
Do you know Sumi, the High Priestess of Odeur? And would she be such a sage?
Sumi?
Yeah, Sumi, the High Priestess of Odeur.
I don't think he's gonna know her. She's young, isn't she?
No, I don't know
Yeah, I don't
any
think
Sumi.
you would know her. Yeah, she's quite young. I don't know why Carl even brought her up. She's younger than even us.
I mean...
I thought there's something.
Did something recently change?
What do you mean?
We've never heard of a Sumi being the High Priest of Odeur.
We've met her. She claimed to be. She had the guards.
No, it's... Isn't it still Lady Isola? The vampire.
The what?
Yup.
Yes. Lady Isola.
Does she look like a little pale girl?
Well, yes, because she was forcefully changed at a young age after being heavily abused by another vampire.
Oh.
And
well.
growing her hatred, it extended into her into undeath. And once she gained freedom of that, she dedicated her life to destroying vampires.
Wait a second.
Oh. Well.
I'm my mind's a little blown. So, the head of Odeur, the High Priestess of Odeur, is a vampire.
Oh yes, very, very much so. And it forever torments her that
Doesn't know there hate the undead?
Correct, but
And I'm looking at Vigus when I say this.
Yeah. Yes.
Did you know this thing?
but her dedication to purging horrible undeath. I mean, she has lived for hundreds and hundreds of years now, or unlived, depending on your terminology here. She's quite capable, and she was once a member of the Violet Council for many hundreds of years, which is the only reason I knew this. So unless something has happened to her, she should still be the High Priestess.
Sounds like we need to talk to her.
Do you know if Lady Azola would be a sage that would have unlocked some of the planar travel secrets?
Lady Azola would be the most dangerous creature on this plane. She has mastered the arcane, the divine, and even the lost knowledge.
Okay, this isn't the same lady that runs the vampire castle that you keep telling us. My mind's a little fried.
You didn't know, you didn't pick up that was a vampire when we were doing that whole role play? Because I knew from, the jump.
No.
I knew.
My brain is short-circuited from that.
Yeah, I was like, so how old are you? Really?
Considering my backstory, would I have ever met Azola?
No, only the sages in the tower.
Okay. I'll keep quiet then.
That's an interesting
My brain is
of
completely
information.
blown by that.
Yes, she has made many pacts with other extraplanar creatures in order to expand her knowledge. It is why this realm is not so much plagued with curses and undeath. Necromancy is kept in check. It's all due to her abilities to divine strong necromantic powers. Many vampires went into hiding, and she led a crusade against many of them, causing them to flee the main continent and risk dissolving inside of the ocean.
There is a vampire countess, though, right? At that one castle near the Violet Tower, to the
That's the little girl that we met, dude.
That's the same one.
All the same
Holy
person.
shit.
Yeah.
My brain is fried. I thought they were two different people.
No,
Oh my
they're all the same.
god.
She disguised
Oh my
herself to
goodness.
talk to us initially before.
You know when something rewrites your interpretation of something and it completely blows your mind? That's what I'm at right now. I'm just my brain.
Yes.
I don't know how I didn't pick up on that. I feel so dumb.
I mean, yeah, no, we were all drinking. It's fine.
Yeah, we were, and that was the end of a long session too. Dang.
So we should actually I believe she said that you could send her messages, Vicus. So maybe we should look into that. I mean, we need to go to the Sunderling first. Sundering?
Yes.
Soldering. Yeah, that one. Geography was never my best skill. So need to go there first anyway, but maybe along the
Do you
road.
think that she's on this situation that we're on?
That's what I think the sending message should be kind of probe that firstly, and then if it seems beneficial, at which point we would then,
I mean, if she's been around
request.
this long, she has to have a similar opinion as our friend here, right?
Oh, so you mean to say that straight just asking her, do you mind if we use the Bifrost so we can go in free figure is not a good idea?
No, I don't think so at
No,
all.
not enough. I believe the term is suicidal.
Vicus is being sarcastic, which is rare, interesting. No, I think we should maybe probe and see if she knows. How do you pronounce it again?
Soldering?
No. The druid, Angraboda. Yeah. We should ask see what her opinions are on Angraboda, and sort of just let her know that we met her. and see
We
what
should
she
probably
says.
say, since she was part of the Violet Tower, that she has destroyed the Violet Tower. That seems like the most important thing to say. And to see what you think.
Of course. We should let her know that we went to the Violet Tower. It was destroyed by Angraboda and her rather imposing and very what's the word I'm looking for? Scary. That's not the word, but it works.
Just remember that you have taken an oath and you are magically bound to not do anything that would hamper Angraboda's goals. You physically cannot do anything.
Oh, right. No.
Do you think we would be able to
but
say, but we can't say that here, but we have, haven't we?
If we mention that if we have the ability to physically mention Angraboda to Lady Azola, then that would mean that she is not against her. And then if you don't, then we kind of already know. Right? So then we don't really have to delve any further. So I would say try to send her a sending message and just say the word Angraboda. And if you're not able to, then it doesn't matter.
I would rather not waste the High Priestess's time with a single word if it does go through.
Angraboda destroyed Violet Tower. What do you think of that?
No, okay. This is not... it's not like I'm calling out to one of you guys. I have to send something formal and useful as well. I can't just be like, oh, High Priestess Bobo, how are you today? I'm fine, thanks.
Well, you only have 25 words, so pleasantries aren't really the thing.
On, hey, how's it going? Oh, by the way, thanks. God bless. Vicus.
Right, well, I will work on that. I will work on a worthy message to send the High Priestess.
I cast sending. I'm just kidding. No. Just fucking off the cuff.
I think in the meantime, we need to finish the pilgrimage.
Well, we have 5 months, so we could talk to the dwarves.
We actually need to be there on the solstice, correct?
Right. Yes, we can't be
going early. Yeah, no points for early. All right, correct.
Yeah, but there's negative points for not making it.
Well, no, of course.
I mean, we could all use a month of downtime. We could all still. It's better to be early than late. I mean, we were only a month early last time. We thought we had plenty of time, so.
That's correct. That's true. So how, above table, I'll stop with the accent for that. How long would it take us to get there from Easternay, just knowing the travel routes out of the city?
Depends on your method of travel. There's a lot of methods of travel.
So, couldn't we do a lightning rail to get a good bit there?
The lightning rail doesn't go south.
You could take the lightning rail to Dronero and then cross the small lake and then cross the mountains. You can take a ship and go all the way either back to the south to Udaladen or Trondheim.
Don't want to do a ship ever again.
Oh, I was talking about the temple over
the
here.
Temple?
Yeah, like a ship from Easternay down there.
Yeah, gotta go by river, just because Easternay protects itself that way. It's about 450 miles. It'll take about 3/4 of a month with good weather.
Gotcha. So like 3.5, 4 weeks almost.
All in a month.
Yeah. It's roughly about 20 days.
Months or 5 weeks on this world, right? Or they're 4 weeks, but the weeks are like 9 days long.
Yeah, so weeks are 9 days long. It depends on the month. Some months have like 40 days, some have like 20. It really depends.
Gotcha. So throw in 3 extra weeks for, all the pirates, and then
Throw in another
We
3
have-
weeks for replacing your ship because of the Kraken.
right, exactly.
That's
It's not
Exactly.
down here, is it? It's up north.
Another 3 weeks for replacing the ship again because of a dragon attack.
Right, exactly. Red Dragon attack just destroys the ship. So, yeah. So, I mean, we got 2 months to play with at that point. But I wouldn't say. I mean, I don't want to go. Just again, speaking like above table, I wouldn't want to go too far east because then we'll just have to make our way back west, and who knows what threads we'll hit on the way back, and so on and so forth.
We could go get one more dragon. I mean, we've got a couple more chromatic colors left. Isn't there a red one nearby?
I think there was a green one, and no, did we get the black one right? I feel like there was a green one somewhere over here. We already got a white, so I don't remember.
Yeah, white,
what?
black, a blue.
Blue.
Yeah. I thought there was a green one somewhere, like near maybe.
I thought the green
no.
was the first one we killed. Wasn't the green the first one we killed?
Black.
No, that was a black one.
Make a history
So
check.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh, it was smaller.
Yorn just kind of smiles when you guys talk about slaying dragons.
Callum,
Remembering good times.
It has been good.
due to one, your heritage, and then two, the prominence, you do know that there's relatively a green dragon and a red dragon nearby. Green dragons typically like eating elves, so wherever there's a large elven settlement, you would typically find a green dragon somewhere nearby. But once they get their fill, they can disappear for who knows how long until they decide to eat again. Also, the top of Bloody Point is home to red dragons.
Okay, I knew there was like a green dragon. I knew it was in the woods. I didn't know what woods, but that's probably this woods or these woods over here. And then I remember there was dragons here, but I couldn't remember which one. So, because I wanted to visit a mommy, not my mommy, but a mommy. There's a mommy.
Dorn visits many mommies.
That's the fort. Amami's the nation. It's more like a city-state. So,
Oh,
its
gotcha.
capital is here. This is the fort that is used to help protect its lands.
Well, everyone knows I like to dune in a mommy. So we got that going for us, guys. So if we have 5 months to get there, we know we need to go to Soddring. So, I don't know. What do you all think? What should we do? I mean, we could make our way through the mountains. Yorn seems to be pretty good with, molding earth, as it were. It might be easier to make it through the mountains than previously, but I don't know.
I am up for whatever.
I want to smash dragons.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's
Yes,
true.
we know, Rob. That's what we're going to do. Which color do you want? Do you want a red lollipop or a green lollipop?
They're not lollipops, Edwin. They are dragons, and I want to smash them. And I want to smash both the red and the green. It will make Malcolm happy.
We could
I
ask
want to
Mother.
smash them too.
We could ask Mother about the Hike Sun elves. Fuck, I just registered.
I'll
I
pass.
just registered.
Certainly pass.
No, don't ask Mother about the Hike Sun elves. That's where she's from.
No. What I meant was, Yorn said he would like to smash the dragon. and I said I'd like to
yes.
Pass.
Yeah, smash or pass. Yes, of course.
Yes.
Beautiful, wonderful game. No, we could ask her and see if she, if maybe we have any would we have any family there? I'm asking this like I don't know. Would Callum know? Do they have any family
Yeah,
left?
Well, yeah, you have your grandparents and you have an aunt that lives there, and then your
Sweet.
cousins and your extended family on your mother's side that still lives there.
Oh, we'll certainly take care of those green dragons.
Yeah, no. So that we should just do that first. It's kind of a hop, skip, and a jump. So we know what we're doing, and then we can make our way
Take a
back.
moment, Cal. Just one moment. Just listen to what you just said. Say that out loud one more time. It's a hop, skip, and a jump to go kill a green dragon. Right?
Yeah.
When
well,
have you
I feel-
ever thought that you would say that out loud before this adventure?
Well, I feel much better now. So if I wasn't feeling so much better, I'd be like, oh no, it's going to be a hop, skip, and a jump to kneecap you, so you can't leave. But I feel much better now. So hike mark sun elves. I think that's where we should go next.
Right. Yes. Perfect. Well,
But we have this ball to go to.
Do
but
we
apparent-
have to?
Wasn't your mother also giving birth relatively soon?
Yes.
No, yeah, we're staying for that, of course. And apparently, I don't actually. Vickers wasn't there for the dad conversation.
No.
Yeah. So apparently, the prince wants to knight me.
What?
Don't know. Yeah, no, I don't know why or what he's heard. And father was rather vague with the details. And I asked him very pointedly what he just wanted me to do, because at this point, I don't really care.
Aren't you excited? You'd be a knight, Cal. You've always wanted to be a knight and an adventurer. Like, all of these things are happening now. Why aren't you excited?
I mean, one, it seems like it's probably more like, papers to sign and things to do, and like I'm beholden to someone, and that's, kind of honestly.
So I'm not a political expert or anything, but wouldn't that mean everything we do, including the things we can't talk about, would be in the name of the crown?
Yeah, no, that's my main concern, honestly.
That seems possibly very bad, but you also at this point can't really turn it down.
Well, I can, actually, and that's what I asked Father, and he said that I could turn it down, but it would kind of mark our family for sort of dissolution from from royalty, or not dissolution, but basically kind of blackball them from gaining any more favor, which I don't want to do.
We could always give you a disguise when you do things that we don't want to be in the name of the crown.
Well, I mean, I can't think of anything that I've done personally besides get into a ballroom, that's hard to say in an English accent, barroom brawl, with Frost.
Ballroom brawl.
Yeah, ballroom brawl. No, I can't do it.
Yes.
But it's hard.
I'm
But
fine.
yeah, other than
I
that,
always
though, I
like
don't-
the Cockney anyway more. That's easier to say barroom brawl. Ballroom brawl.
so that the tavern brawl. There we go. Other than that, I don't know that I've done anything that was necessarily bad. To
But
be
the thing we
honest with you,
talk about may be considered that bad.
I'm sorry. What was that, Ed?
The thing that we're not supposed to talk about could be a problem.
Yeah, it could be. And that's something that I would.
What many think is the end of the world could be a problem.
Yeah.
Well,
no.
not necessarily. It's not guaranteed to happen once we do what we.
Well, it's the end of the God world, right? That's what it means. That's the literal meaning.
Well, yes, but the events that we are to assist with don't necessarily mean that we spark Ragnarok necessarily.
No, I think it comes down to there was this one great sage named Naruto that could talk bad people out of anything they wanted to do. It was talk no jutsu. No.
And for everything else, there was sexy jutsu.
Those were his two. So no, I didn't mention it to Father because I can't, but I did tell him that, I'm kind of beholden to this pilgrimage now because of actions that you, Vicus, took. And he may be having a conversation with you about that. He seemed indifferent, if not somewhat scornful about it. I don't know. But I was just being honest with him.
Father's wrath is nothing in comparison to the gods, so that's fine.
You're not wrong. So, but no, I did tell him, that he was like, why can't you? And I was like, I can't come back because, I have to do this now. So yeah, it's all fun and games, I guess, but just be aware of that. I don't want it to blindside you.
Oh,
so
fine. I'll be ready.
Yeah, but no. So as far as the knighthood goes, I kind of need to. I will need to ask what it entails because I don't readily know what it entails as far as kind of being put into that. Is knighthood a royal title? I'm assuming it is.
It gives you official titles and stuff, but it also gives you. So right now you're a baronet, same as Vicus, which is basically like a hedge knight. Right? It's kind of like a hedge knight or a rank to make sure that people know that you're of noble heritage. So either you've done service to somebody that's a noble, or you are of noble lineage. When you get promoted up to Baron, you typically have responsibilities, landholder type things that go along with it.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that you had said that Callum was like promoted to Baron, and Vicus was then made a baronet. Because then we went and talked to the parents, and they were like, "Yeah, we're having another kid," but that could be incorrect.
No, it was just Vicus getting baronet title.
Gotcha. Okay,
so is it more of? Is it more of just like a ceremonial thing? It is like most nobles become knights or get knighted, I should say.
Yeah, so most heirs get knighted. Not all nobles do. They are still referred to as lords and ladies if they're children, and they'll get married off for political alliances and stuff, which is how they kind of maintain power. It's typical that an heir gets promoted to knighthood at some point, but it's typically closer to ascending to the actual title. So basically, like a few years from their dad's death, this would normally occur. Because you would be more taking over the responsibilities with your dad's frailness, and
right. But he's not frail, right?
No.
Gotcha.
Past this prime, but not frail.
Okay. So I guess we'll just have to see. I don't really know what I'm going to do right now. So that's where we are.
Yeah, we're all over 30. We're past our prime.
Let's pass my prime at like 16, dog.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself. Mine went downhill at 21.
So, does everyone have clothing and everything for the ball?
Oh, yes. That was one of the questions I had for Mimir. Mimir, I know that you're almost done attuning to this. Would you want to go to the ball? I mean, you would, does this thing look like a normal person? Other than the fact that it's like, is it very obvious or what?
It is humanoid in shape, yes. It's not like
So if he were dressed up, would he like completely stand out?
He would look odd with it, but you'd also need gloves to cover up the hands and such, but it could be done.
Would you want to be? Would you want to attend? You could be dressed up. It might be a different experience. I can't imagine that you've been to like a royal ball before.
I have dined with the King of Kings, Odin, and the others. I have dined
Yeah,
with
but that's a totally different formality. I feel, right? Or is it the same? I don't know. I would imagine there it's just like not as pompous as I'm imagining this would be. To me it seems like it would be different.
You do know that Odin has a throne made of gold, right?
Yes, of course. What god worth his salt wouldn't?
Would we have to disguise Mimir and pretend that he was not Mimir? I feel like people responding to Mimir might not be...
I mean, this is his choice. I just wanted to see if he wanted to go. Since he has a body, it might be nice to dress it up and, I don't know,
He bursts
get
out
out
of the
from the
cake.
cow.
He bursts out of the cake with much of it still covering
It's
him.
It's years, of course.
Look at this! I have working legs! It has been many millennia since I've had working legs.
Oh, that 3 perception check was to see if I notice him leave in the middle of the night.
No, this is proof for everyone in this party and to Mimir that he is one of us.
I don't want to go to no ball. He can go in my seat instead.
That is up to Mimir. Maybe your seat will be empty. What say you?
Yes. I mean, I have a new pair of legs. I guess I can stretch them out and see how well they perform. And I get to dance. You know how long it has been since I've been able to dance?
What, a couple mini millennia?
Many more than that.
I am totally going to dance with you, Mimir.
At least you don't have to worry about tripping on his feet.
You're a little short, but I guess we can make it work.
And Mimir, isn't
Aren't
this
you a little
better
short
than
for a
answering
dancer?
questions at the Violet Tower?
What was about the Violet Tower there, Vicus?
I'm sure this is much more interesting than your time at the Violet Tower.
So far, yes, you've all done very interesting, unpredictable things. I had no idea.
How much time do we have until the ball?
It is the following night. So you basically get him in
I want to try to do one more thing before that. And if I don't get a long rest, that's fine. But I want to make stilts. Like, you know what I'm talking about? The shit that the drywallers wear? I want that. So I can be tall enough to dance with Mimir because it's a really cool idea.
I will roll tinkers. Or no, that's woodworking. You don't have woodworking tools.
I make it out of metal.
I should have given Yorn
Sure.
woodworking tools.
At this point, I'm sure that Ed is
play.
drinking and driving. At this point,
I used the lucky.
Wait, did you do my portents? Maybe I got a 20 on a port.
I'll roll 2 points for you. Exact same rolls as I rolled.
So you're saying I failed?
I'm saying that your stilts are uneven.
Could I give him bardic inspiration when he's inventing?
Sure. Roll. What's that bardic inspiration die?
D8.
Roll it.
Roll an 8.
Seven.
With
Oh, you
Yeah.
need to play the flute. Play the flute because you got to inspire me.
I can't hear what it's playing because I have it turned down because of the music.
it was turned out.
it's as bad as you remember.
Good.
But yes, with that, you have a functional set of stilts. They're pretty bare because you didn't have enough time to actually like do more with them, but you have functional stilts.
So I'm not going to wear them in, but when we start dancing, I'm going to break them out. And again, surprise Mimir. He does not know I've done this.
Okay.
I'm trying to be unpredictable. I'm trying to see what I can get away with. Having fun, surprising this, for lack of a better term, deity.
All right. Anything else before you all go into the next day preparing for the ball?
Not from me.
I'm having a ball.
That's great. So Frost decides to sit this one out because he wants to crush dragons.
I mean, I think that's what his character would do anyway, if I'm being frank.
I'm pretty sure that's what he said at the end of the last session, is he didn't want to go to some stupid ball.
Meanwhile, all of us are like, oh, this is going to be great.
I'm like
Roleplay.
so excited.
Roleplay, please.
You guys get some spare clothes for Mimir and try to dress him up as best as possible to hide it, but it comes to mid-afternoon where you all go to the palace. So you've all seen the palace from the outside. It's quite extravagant, covered in banners, armed guards. Those with proficiency in Arcana can already detect the magical warding that's placed around the barriers. There's an iron fence that protects the garden. So there's a big, huge hedge garden off to the side as you walking down the street to it. Flowers, fountains, whole 9 yards. Beautiful exterior. Brothers Grimm, you have never been inside of the palace before. Your father has, and your father and your mother are with you. You are in a carriage, or 2 carriages. Your parents are riding separately because you're not enough room with everybody.
I could imagine Mother's huge right now.
Your father is also quite curious about your new companion that you suddenly have.
Do we not
I would have
not
asked
tell them
before.
about Mimir?
No.
I wanted to ask this
No.
before. Mimir,
Okay.
what should we tell? How should we cover? Do you have an idea?
Your reception sucks.
I feel like Mimir
what?
understands him perfectly, though.
I asked him what should his cover be? Does he have a good idea? I imagine he doesn't want everyone to know who he is.
Call me Misium, if you wish to keep my presence among your company secret.
I mean, it's up to you. What do you want?
Certainly we should call him
I
Misium,
don't think the vast, powerful mortals here should know that you're in the company of a talking head.
I tend to agree, but I wanted your opinion.
So the carriages pull up to the entrance of the palace, where there are armed guards, and you are greeted by some well-dressed servants who help you out of the carriage. They check the list. Please ensure that you have not brought any weapons or spellcasting capability with you into the palace for this event. Did everybody leave like their components and shit at home?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Have my my little Hermod symbol. Is that going to be a problem? That is technically a spell's focus.
I do have my religious symbol
Religious
in the
symbols
Yeah.
are allowed.
Okay.
in the
And
form
then
of.
I have my little satchel bag, and if they want to check my bag with my stilts, they're welcome to.
They check your satchel bag, and they look up and says, and they look down at you and say, "I guess
And I
it
look
makes
at them and I
sense."
go, "Yeah, I want it." And then I make sure that Amir's not looking. I go, "It's so I can dance."
And they look down at you and say, "I guess that makes sense," as they tie it back up and hand it back to you.
Oh yeah, my +1 amulet of the devout is definitely on.
So, as you enter to the great hall of the palace, it is a sight of pure wealth and extravagance. You hear music playing from the rear of the room as guests crowd into the hall. The vibrant colors catch your eye with multiple banners and complex rugs which are expertly crafted. Many of the banners show the Geocairn crest and major events in their history. The rug is a depiction of the Emperor wearing their chromatic dragon armor with a platinum crown, and Prince Colburn to his side. Various marble and granite sculptures are displayed for the guests, which depict the prince's late wife, their children, along with prominent imperial members. Large portraits are hung on the walls, again with the imperial family here, but also including key landmarks inside of the empire's territory, such as the Behemoth Lake, the Paola Tower, Hollow Lake, and various forests. A portrait of a large copper dragon also hangs in this great hall, with the dragon depicted with various ribbons, medals around its neck and wings, with a large amount of treasure beneath its feet. The brothers, you recognize various other family members, not your family members, but other families that have already arrived before you, that have showed up for this ball and dinner. Various servants begin to escort the families into the dining hall for dinner. You are greeted by a young man, possibly even still a boy, with a light blonde hair, wearing a servant's outfit, and greets you with a broad smile. And he asks you to follow him to your seats.
We follow.
Okay. As you follow the boy through the rest of the great hall and into the dining hall, you keep getting deeper and deeper before you are seated at a table near the front, right next to the prince's table, which is elevated.
Are we elevated too, or is it just his table?
Just his table, so that way everyone
Okay,
can always see
that's
him.
what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
The furniture is made of a fine mahogany with delicate engravings carved into the table and chairs. The prince's chair has a gold trim that sits in the carved out wood, ensuring that everyone knows where the Lord of Easternay sits. More and more families begin to arrive and continue to be seated as the dining hall, which easily sits 200 people, is filled to the brim. After everyone is seated, the prince and his court arrive through the side doors as the rest of the room stands and bows in his direction. Do you all follow suit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Fully armored knights with a golden sheen enter along the entryways, carrying decorative but effective polearms in their hands. Swords in their scabbards on their sides, the prince makes his way to his seat, passing a glance to your table before sitting, with the rest of the guests following suit. In the prince's court, there is his children, their spouses, a court wizard based on their appearance, which is yellow robes with a staff and book strapped to his side, and a clergyman with symbols of a bearded man with silvery robes.
That insight check was to see what the glance meant, but I don't fucking know, so.
You have no fucking idea. I should probably show you a picture of the prince.
Hostess clergy.
Looks like exactly like Callum and Vicus. Therefore, we know Mom stepped out.
Show players. This is your prince, by the way.
He has such a punchable nose.
Thank you. Okay. I'm seeing if it goes away. Because right now
That's
it's
what
not gonna.
I want to pop that skin tag above his eyebrow.
Well, Tim, if you want to give a shout out to Dill Cripple, he's here and he says hi.
I don't know who that is.
He brought you. That's this person's YouTube account. They're from your Discord server. Used
Oh,
to
okay.
be Savage Best, the SBC.
Oh, okay. So yeah, SBC. I know who that is. Hello, sir.
All right. Religion check if you want to identify the clergy. You're well versed. You easily recognize this as a clergyman of the deity Forseti, which is one of the Aesir gods. He is used to settle disputes, and he is believed to have never told a lie.
Okay.
Very wise deity. As
Make a mental note, the circle of truth may be used.
As the prince's court and himself get seated, everyone else sits following suit, and the prince stands again, raising his glass of wine. He begins to speak in a raspy voice. Tonight, I wish to celebrate the heroes of Easternay and of the Empire. The great families that have brought peace, wealth, and prosperity to this great city. The latest natural disasters which have wrecked Midgard has left people worried and terror-stricken. But because of the lords in this room today, we have recovered and rebuilt what was ruined. Let us not forget the lives that were lost. 800 dead men, women, children, friends, fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters. Let us continue to build Easternay up and stronger than ever in their memory. The families gathered here tonight have donated vast amounts of their wealth, time, and efforts to helping rebuild this city and comfort those who has lost loved ones. Tonight I wish to applaud your efforts and celebrate this recovery, for not one family could have ever done this alone. We are united, and together we are strong. Let us continue to prosper and develop into a greater nation. The prince raises his cup higher, and the crowd begins to do the same. For Easternay, the prince shouts as the crowd repeats the phrase.
For Easternay.
For Easternay.
As the prince begins to take a sip from his cup, he sits down once again.
I was gonna say he dies.
Yeah.
I've been poisoned.
As the prince sits down, as if it was perfectly rehearsed, the doors on all sides swing open again as servants begin to wheel out metallic carts carrying vast amounts of food, and food begins to be delivered to the guests. The prince from his high table again takes a glance at yours, just briefly.
Insight check.
I'm inciting that.
Yeah, I rolled a 14. You rolled a 7 and still out fucking rolled me.
The prince, having literally decades of political, experience, you can't read anything from him.
Okay.
Served with dinner is various cuts of meat, very fine meats, fresh vegetables, fruits, steamed, grilled, all sorts of different stuff. It is a huge feast. Um, there's various baked goods as well, delicious wines, salads, everything that you would expect for a wonderful night. Is there anything you guys would like to discuss while you eat dinner?
Are there any?
Did Ed notice the look? I was in the middle of switching everything over.
Let me see your passive perception.
Do I recognize anyone from my escapades?
In the crowd, yes, not
In
on
the
the high
crowd.
bench.
Oh, yeah.
They're
I'm just like trying to gauge like where on
3
the
weeks-
ladder I built myself up to at this point.
How far back are the tables until you see who he's fucked? Is basically what he's asking.
about 3/4 of the way to the back.
Okay. And we're like what, like halfway up, third
You're
of
at
the way up.
You're at the front, which is extremely
Oh
odd.
God!
And
I should not be sitting up here with them.
Hold on. Is Yorn? Is he dressed?
Yeah. No, he dressed up.
Like silk shirt and everything.
Yeah,
How-
like a very
how-
tight
Right.
silk shirt.
It's a European
He's got the if you scroll back up in the chat, he's got the red cape, and then he's got like the weird bird wing shoulder things
the
on.
The feathers. I forgot about the feathers. Nice. Now, how far is it unbuttoned to the navel, like 80s cocaine dealer style?
No.
or-
I having a small amount of knowledge of nobles. I'm like, it's probably best if I don't dress to overly impress.
Yeah,
So
provocatively.
slightly more conservative than usual. Especially because if something happens, right now I have no way of getting out of a situation besides punching my way out or sexing my way out.
I like how Yorn says slightly more conservative while wearing gigantic bird wings. That's top notch. That's top notch. Okay, so no, Ed, how is the food for your more delicate palate?
I need to see what God rolls first.
I will roll.
You can just give me like on a scale of 0 to 30.
0 to 30. Yeah. It is expertly cooked, but you have also made better.
And it expresses the same. It is quite good, but not an Ed.
No, I don't think anyone could match your culinary expertise. So, but no, I found it rather good. But I agree. You know, your food, that one breakfast you made the last time we went to Eastern, absolutely fantastic. So, no,
Was
this
that
is
the one with the pumpkins?
that was the pumpkins. Yeah, no.
Yes.
No, the pumpkins were when we were on the road. We fought those giants.
Oh,
I whisper that so Mom doesn't hear. And yeah, we got the pumpkins from there. But no, I think he made something in like a bread bowl with like a roasted pig, and it was crazy, but it was very good. Father even complimented it. So
Oh,
that means it had to have been good.
It was a fine meal.
Yes, Father. See, Father agrees. So no, this is very good though.
I am quite curious, though, on why we're seated so far ahead.
I'm curious as to why he keeps looking at us. I can't really ascertain the reason.
Oh yeah, God, did Ed notice?
No.
Okay.
I hadn't noticed any odd looks at us, though perhaps because we are seated so close, it could have been a mistake.
No, I don't think it was a mistake. He's definitely looking at us. Vicus, did you notice?
Well, I've seen the looks, but I don't know what it means.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Perhaps it has something to do with, the news you told me earlier.
I don't. It seems like that's a rather kind of arbitrary sort of ceremony, so I don't know that would garner us looks at all. If that was only it, then he probably doesn't even know our name or my name.
What
It would
about
be
us?
more like, "Oh, sir, you need to knight this person before we close the evening," as opposed to, "Oh, I need to pay special attention to this table."
Well,
So,
I mean, it could be our deeds that, they've heard of.
are they that well? Well, I guess they are well publicized now that I think about it. There's that amazing Commonomicon that is so well crafted and well written. But no, I don't know.
I need the meme of Obama giving himself a medal with Tim giving himself a medal. For
Not that Tim writes the Commonomicons. Never.
Yorn is kind of excited to see what he looks like in the Commonomicon when the next issue comes out.
So I've been carefully crafting the next 2 issues, and
Nice.
because Flamefoot has a type, and now there's 2 of those types, it's a lot of fun. Just be aware that it's a lot of fun. Frost and Yorn are probably going to fight.
But my music stopped playing. I knew it sounded really quiet. Why did this one stop playing? There it goes. It's a bug in the audio player. So, yes, you all looked well dressed for the evening.
Thank you, Father.
Where is your...
He doesn't really like to... I mean, you've seen this. He doesn't really like to go anywhere without his sword. And, this place has very, very strict on those rules. So he didn't really want to come.
Ah, yes, perhaps best that he did not show up then. Don't want any trouble with the royal family.
You are not wrong.
And also, he does like to derail conversations, so it's probably best.
He is
For
rather
everyone.
brutish, isn't he?
So, next week, your mother is expected to give birth.
Yes, and I have it on good authority that it's going to go very well. So I am excited for that.
I've been talking to her doctors, then.
No?
Then what authority could you have to know?
Well, the gods, of course, Father.
Yeah, no. So, I'm not going to lie. There's this pool of divination that we stepped into, and you know what? It gave
When
me
he
a bit
says
of
the
a
word
headache.
divination, my eyebrows raise, and I'm like, see?
And we were able to ask questions about past, present, and future. And I asked one question about the future, and it was simply about if Mother's birth was going to go well, because that seemed like it was the most important question to ask. It's going to be a girl, in case you were wondering, and it does go very well.
Your father looks a little taken aback and says, "Wait, you stepped into a magical pool and saw into the future,
Yes,
and you asked,
just matter of factly.
and you just asked about your mother's and your siblings' arrival."
Yes,
It is quite important.
yeah,
Were-
it's
Were there
honestly
any
the most important thing to me.
strange plants around?
No, large
No.
crystals, huge crystals. I mean, they were gigantic.
No, not really any plants. Just, normal grass and whatnot.
And you just stumbled upon this pool while adventuring.
Well, we saw it quite a ways out. We had to
Yeah, it was right after we slayed those blue dragons.
Okay, then.
Yeah, no. So I mean, we'll see if I'm correct. Maybe I was duped.
He looks to your mom. It's like, well, at least we know which name we're going to be using, assuming that it's correct.
Oh, maybe you shouldn't have told them the gender, brother.
No, what? I mean, no, it's a beautiful thing to know that. They know the name now. They know it's going to be a baby girl. And, spoiler alert, father probably doesn't believe me, so it'll be even more fun. And I kind of side-eyed him a little bit with a grin. I'm not trying to be a super dick. It'd be super fun if it turns out to be a boy. I could have been duped. There was no special plants involved. No Snogsbane to be had during that moment.
Casting components, I'm sure, is what he meant, brother.
No, I know what he meant.
Anyways, I do appreciate my son taking a look forward and seeing how this is going to turn out. It means a lot to me, Callum.
Of course.
If you couldn't tell, that was your mother speaking.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Okay. Give me my music. It's throwing off my groove.
You threw off the Emperor's groove.
When everybody, when Callum starts talking about the pool, Vicus is deflated just slightly. Because he was...
I forgot you fucking made gummies.
But again, who is this? Who is this person that you have found and brought to?
Oh, this is one of Edwin's very good friends. Edwin, I'll give you the honors.
Whoops. Can someone remind me of the name that we discussed above table? As a player, I was in the middle of driving and I can't remember what he said to use.
He said Mesium.
Mesium.
I was going to give him the wrong name.
Yeah. This is Mesium. He is quite knowledgeable in most things. I consider him a scholar and a friend.
Hey, pleasure to meet you, Lord Grimm. Yeah. And I don't remember meeting Mesium at our estate.
He just arrived, actually. He came from, what's the name of that city that we ordered him from? It wasn't disease, it was Auten, right?
Yeah.
He just arrived from Auten. Yesterday. I mean, it's not a lie.
Yeah,
it's misleading.
That's not a lie.
It is misleading.
All right, deception. All right, here we go. Hold on, I'm gonna.
That's the only reason I didn't talk, because I knew you were gonna make us roll that, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking suck at this.
All right, we're not using a fortune roll. Here we go.
Ooh.
If you so say. So he's a scholar and a knowledgeable individual.
Yes. If you ask him a question, I bet he probably would give you an answer.
Yeah. No, I think I have enough questions.
He does get tired of doing it, though, admittedly. It's a burden always being right and knowledgeable.
As you notice that Mimir's having like trouble eating. It's just like he takes bite of food and he just keeps on chewing and chewing and chewing.
It's like, when am I supposed to stop chewing it?
Can I talk to Mimir telepathically with my ability?
Yeah.
I just say, like, we're gonna have to get you some kind of tube or something.
Ah, yes, that would be great.
He just says that would be great because it's not a two-way conversation.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna think he's just a crazy person.
I like to think that like he's not used to his hands, so like one of the 7 spoons in front of him, he just keeps bending, like just bending the spoons in half.
Anyways, as dinner concludes, the prince starts to visit various tables, escorted by his wizard and an armed knight, though the knight is not wearing armor. Just, if anything, padded armor with dress robes and their weapon.
Is he hot? Is it a he?
Is the knight?
Yeah.
It is a he.
It is a he. Is he hot?
Think
Like on
I
a
think
You need
scale
to
of
roll
like
for it. Roll for it.
on a scale of like 0 to George Clooney. Like what are we talking?
No, are we
God
talking
is
like
rolling for it.
You're-
out of
are
a 10.
you're
Out of a
Liam
10.
Neeson.
Roll a 10.
just Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. Okay.
Is he
Like,
is he Liam Neeson now?
like the
is
fact
he Liam
that
Neeson in one or
Taken
that
one.
movie? Taken one? Yeah, Taken one. What are we talking here?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
old?
Mid 2000s Liam Neeson.
Ooh, yeah.
Hmm.
He's
that,
peak. That's peak.
like Rob Roy, Liam Neeson. Yeah,
Yeah.
like we've all seen Rob Roy. It's fantastic.
Yeah, you wouldn't mind getting some slaps in on that. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, no. When he said it's a knight that's not wearing armor, like he's got to be pretty imposing.
He's at least fit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Gotta at
Yeah.
least be fit.
He's
Not
fit.
quite as fit as
Okay.
I am, but you know.
Right. Calm down, Yorn. Calm down. Okay.
Ed
I'm
looks
scared.
I
up
take
when
these
Ed notices
offenses
it.
seriously, okay?
When Ed notices Callum's eyes, he like reads your surface thoughts, and he's just like, "Oh God."
Yeah, it's mid to late 40s Liam Neeson.
Okay, that's cool. That's
'Cause
cool.
I did
Liam
not
Neeson's
know
a-
that he's
yeah.
currently 69 years old today.
yeah, dude.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. That kind of sells it. That
Caliente.
he's 60.
Caliente.
He's 60.
I'm just saying that's the best age to be right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I would like it to be canon that I have a booster seat.
Okay.
I asked if this dude's hot, and then we said it's Liam Neeson, and he turned 69 today.
Well, no,
Nice.
no. I said it like his
Currently,
birthday is
he's
June
69.
7th. He's currently
Oh.
69.
Gotcha. I thought his birthday was today.
Still.
No,
Gotcha. Okay.
I
my-
didn't realize how old he was.
You guys don't have to say happy birthday, but just so it kind of makes sense. My birthday was yesterday, which is April Fool's Day.
Happy
So if you guys
birthday!
I'm April Fool, baby. So all this fucking shenanigans and talking a lot makes sense now. So okay, that's all I want to know is just is he hot? And Liam Neeson, arguably,
I mean, it's
is
a
a
rugged
good-looking
hot.
man.
Yeah,
It's a rugged
Yeah.
hot.
Good looking.
Yeah,
Like you'd love
Like-
it if that 5 o'clock shadow rubbed against your cheek.
yeah. There's like Jason. There's like Jason Momoa. There's Liam Neeson. There's like
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling. You know, you gotta like. There's different levels.
I think Liam Neeson pulls off that rugged looking.
Oh yeah,
Man,
no, like that aged leather.
Yeah.
You know, like Daniel Craig. That aged leather look. You know, they do it well.
So that the knight and wizards just stand idly by as the prince stands at other tables, and he just goes one by one to each table while desserts are being served. He visits your table last, and he pulls up a vacant seat and smiles upon you all as he sits down at your table.
I would stand as he approaches the table and sit when he sits.
Your father and mother do, or your mother
Oh.
doesn't, but your father does the same.
Doing the same.
I
It
will
would follow
copy whatever they're doing.
I know this is probably gonna be me up next, so I'm gonna grab a drink real quick. Be right back.
All right.
How does it feel to be an
copycat copies
All-American?
me.
I gotta pay.
I drank me about 12 Dr. Peppers.
My doctor told me that was $1 million wound, but I'm not sure that was true because I ain't seen a dime of that money.
That's one of my favorite fucking lines of the whole movie. I ain't seen a dime of that money.
we just did Jen did a TikTok the other day because Orion was doing the voice, and so she was like, "You have to say the line," and so she pans to me in the TikTok. I'm like, "Your mother must care a lot about your education."
Anyway, like I was saying, shrimp is the fruit of the sea. You can barbecue it, boil it, broil it, bake it, saute
I need to watch
it.
that movie again.
There's shrimp kebab, shrimp creole,
it's on
shrimp
Netflix right now.
gumbo,
Is it on Netflix
pan
right now?
fried,
It
deep
is, yeah.
fried, stir fried. There's pineapple shrimp, lemon
scampi.
shrimp, coconut shrimp, pepper shrimp, shrimp soup, shrimp stew, shrimp salad, shrimp and potatoes, shrimp burger, shrimp sandwich. That's about it.
We just got demonetized because you took too many lines from movies. And now it's...
I mean, that is one line. That is a sentence.
I don't monetize the videos anyways, so my AdSense account even expired. Like I even forgot I had one. So the prince sits at your table, pulls up a vacant seat, and smiles upon you all. I have been waiting all night sorry, I forgot the voice. I have been waiting all. What was the voice? God damn it!
I've been waiting all night.
I've been waiting all night for this, he says excitedly. Tell me of your adventures. I have heard so much about you all from the emissaries from the other side of the mountains. Your assistance and selfless behavior has reflected extremely well on your family and on Easternay, and even the Empire.
Everyone looks at Callum.
Yeah, hey, talkie boy, why don't you go ahead and talk? Well, thank you, Johannes. That is very high praise. I wasn't aware that any of the other kingdoms were mentioning us in any station whatsoever. So that is news.
Yes, I received a letter from Monsanto not so long after the earthquake. Your assistance in Solana was extremely valuable, where you all have saved many lives. Monsanto was very grateful for the assistance you provided, and not to mention the vampire that you vanquished during your visit there.
Yes, no, that of course. There was that. I'm at a loss of words, which is a first.
That's all in a day's work, Your Highness.
Yes.
If that's just in a day's work, I need to know more about your month's work. You have all been traveling for some quite time.
Yes, we made our way from Solana over to Monsanto, and then we made our way north to Ludbreg. There we slayed a white dragon.
Buried beneath the ocean, if I read it correctly.
I look at Mother when he says that.
She's just like not looking at you and just trying to eat her dessert right now. But you can tell her body language is pretty tense.
Yes, Your Highness. Certainly, it was quite the adventure.
Yes, actually, my brother Vicus here has been, I would say, more instrumental in these victories, more so than myself. He is a very capable priest studying right here in East today, so done quite well as our companions, though. You have Sir Edwin Mossfingers here, who is our master of the arcane, as well as a culinary expert. And then our friend Yawn Master, which I know sounds like a weird name, and it is. But he actually, I witnessed him, Your Highness, I do not make this up. I witnessed him grapple a dragon to the ground. It was absolutely fantastic.
There was nothing that I'd read about that, and Yorn, you must be a new addition to this party, as the letters didn't mention someone of your stature.
Yorn being totally out of his element at this point is just like, Your Highness, I'm extremely happy to see you. And I would just like to let you know that I'm very strong.
Yes, Yorn, you are very strong.
I'm taking 5 points of psychic damage for that.
If your companions say that you grappled a dragon to the ground, you indeed must have some great strength to you.
I watched him hold
Can
it there
hold on.
by its wings.
Can I make an athletics check to try to flex my arms and see if I can rip
But you
my
do it
shirt?
casually, like you're trying to hide it.
You can
Right,
make
right.
You can make a performance check with your strength.
Performance check?
With your
Okay.
strength
Sorry, I got
score.
this pinch in my back.
Okay.
Pinch nerve. Yeah. See that pinch? Ah.
How do I... Let's see. Performance. Charisma 7. So I have a 4. Be plus 8.
You can actually set it to use your strength score for that check. If there's a little gear there, you can change your...
Ah.
You used to be able to change the score. You used to be
Either
able
way,
to check the thing.
It's a d20 plus 8.
Okay.
Or I can just roll athletics.
Just roll athletics again.
Because it's a plus 8.
Okay. So you just rip. It just short rips.
Just the arms. Just the arms.
Oh, yeah, yes. Considerable strength that you have there. Unfortunate about your fine clothes. It seems like your feathered wings have fallen to the ground.
Just like pick them back up, being like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I just did that."
We'll fix those at another time.
I take it that you're not normally accompanied by high-ranking nobility.
No, Your Majesty, certainly
No.
is not.
I'm curious on how he came to join your party.
It's actually an interesting
I just want to be.
story.
There's an ad in the newspaper. They're looking for a friend.
We were in Ludbreg, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
When we met him? Okay. Yes, so we were in Ludbreg. After the White Dragon adventure is when we ran into Master Yorn here. He was a friend of Ed's, and they had heard that one another was in town, so they met up, and he brought him along.
Fantastic. And Yorn, you're clearly from the southern area of Midgard. What's got you adventuring all the way up north to Ludbreg?
I look at Yorn.
Ass. Just ass.
My story is not worth the prince's time, I promise you.
I love to hear stories, as I was always caught up with my noble duties. Being a noble born, and I yearned for adventure in my youth, and now I just yearn to hear the stories of others.
Now I just yearn for the sweet release of death.
As do we all, Prince. As do we all.
Release me from this mortal coil!
Every time he says yearn, I just cringe. inside a little bit. I'm just like, I really don't want to hear him saying that, please.
Yearn!
Uh,
So much
My
yearn!
my youth was wasted on my noble duties, and so I wish to hear the stories of others that are in their prime and they can do such things as you have all done.
I love this guy now.
Yeah.
He's my favorite NPC.
Yorn will try to mix a little bit of truth and non-lies together. No one has any idea what my backstory is, but
Including me as the player.
including myself. I'll be like, well, I grew up in Utaladen, in the town of Vol, where my family was not of the most prestigious of stature. And I quickly left to seek fame and fortune on my own. And I have traveled across the seas to Monsanto. And after a long and fun-filled journey, I landed myself in Ludburg, where I met up with my companions here.
Very good. Fame and fortune. I'm sure you will find plenty with someone of your size and strength.
He's thick.
Hope so.
How was it diving down into the ice-cold ocean to fight the white dragon?
It was, rather unpleasant. But actually, our friend Ed here garnered us some breathing apparatus by winning an amazing fishing tournament on a cruise. This is like fucking like not heroic at all. But no, he like. Yeah, no, we took a cruise from Monsanto up to Ludbreg, and he won a fishing tournament where he got a breathing bubble. And then he kind of
when he's talking about the cruise, and I'm like, see,
it's super nice. No, yeah, he won a breathing bubble, and then I think, okay, above table, you did like reverse engineer one, right? Like in a mechanical way.
Reverse engineer what?
Breathing bubble.
I think we bought them.
Yeah,
but
bought them.
You were. Oh, okay. I thought he reverse engineered one. I can't remember.
You bought this world's version of Gillyweed as well.
How about you talk about the fact that because Vicus didn't want to, and I can say this to you telepathically when I see you floundering. Recommend that we made a piece of tackle out of a shiny piece of metal because we realized that the fish would attack even hooks. So we, instead of that, made the first, in my opinion, the first D&D fishing lure.
First of all, I don't appreciate floundering, but moving on. You're not wrong. No, you won a fishing tournament. It was amazing. You took like some steel, like polished steel, and like made this like flashing spinning sort of I don't know, it lured the fish.
Yes, I'm not sure what to call it, but he invented this thing.
It was amazing. But yeah, no, we won the fishing tournament. We had a breathing bubble. We bought some more, and then we found that would be the best way to do it. I'm talking very fast because, honestly, Johannes, I'm sort of nervous.
Oh, that's okay. It's okay. Now, I would love to see one of these contraptions that you have invented and tried for myself sometime.
You absolutely should.
We will
It-
have to send one to you.
Yes, please do so. I'd be
He's a-
fascinated to learn how to use it.
he is
Dive to the dragon.
Yes, it was very cold, very uncomfortable. The actual layer itself, icy. One of our compatriots that aren't here currently. Have you heard of the? Are they the Knights of Frost? Like what are
Yes.
they?
Yeah, Knights of Frost, because they're all named Frost.
Right. So yeah, one of our compatriots actually had some fellows with him in the city of Ludbreg, the Knights of Frost, and they followed us down there to help slay this. They called him the Undying. I forget the proper name, but and they were instrumental in slaying the dragon as well. They were very well equipped and geared towards slaying dragons. That's the main goal. But no, when we got into the chasm, he had yetis, very large yetis that would bring him. I don't know how they survived underwater, but that is what it is. Bring him food, large fish, and so on and so forth. So it was quite the menagerie of creatures in that ice cave. It was weird.
Oh, that sounds terrifying. But so exciting and exhilarating at the same time.
It was very exciting.
Glad you
Certainly
all
was.
made it out alive.
Yes. Then after that, we went to a Draugr tomb just west of Ludbreg in search of, what was it called? A time stone.
Interesting.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to recover it, and however, we did discover an interesting race of elves that lived around that area, and they had been working with Jotuns on this time magic. It's quite an interesting tale. I should scribe it down and send it to you so you can read it another time.
I'd be definitely curious on getting my hands on something like that. Now, what prevented you all from acquiring it yourselves if you're able to defeat dragons?
Well, there were several.
Vicus died. I don't say that.
There were the odds weren't exactly in our favor, and the risk didn't seem worth the reward. Honestly, we
Must
were
have
in
been
over our heads.
extremely high risk if you were able to go into a dragon's lair under the water, but not recover an artifact from a tomb.
Yes, it was different than the other adventures we'd been on. The time was interesting. It was dilated in there. Things weren't working properly, and it seemed that the foes we'd vanquished kept returning. It's just we were constantly outnumbered, and decided it was best if we left alive than try to recover this item.
Very well, perhaps I will fund an expedition there myself. With Ludbrig's blessings, of course. Try to recover it.
Odd thing about that, when we left the tomb, looking back on it, it appears that it had been closed. Always.
Oh, that's interesting. Perhaps sending archaeologists there to discover the ruins and what it means. Get a better understanding of what you all dealt with.
Perhaps.
With heavily armed guards.
Yes, definitely don't tread lightly.
And I would love to sit here and chat for some more. Perhaps we can do so during the dance. But while I'm here, I would like to ask a favor of you all.
Yes,
Search-
Your Highness?
Majesty.
I don't have much of a legacy here. As you know, my father is immortal, and I just have not been able to do anything to to have a worthwhile namesake to not just this city, but to the Empire itself. So I have been collecting what I can. Rare artifacts, interesting items, wealth, and anything that would make me memorable. And there's one thing that I do not have. It's an item crafted by the dwarves. And so I'd like you all to go commission something on my behalf to the dwarves of Soldering. The most extravagant crown with rare gems and jewels embedded with it. So if my name and my reign would not be a lasting legacy, perhaps this item will attach me to it.
I believe we would be happy to do that, Your Majesty.
Very well. I will have my wizard give you a special modified coin disc to use to commission this.
Yes, of course. Now, I do have a question, Your Majesty, and I don't mean to question your judgment in any way, shape, or form, but it seems like this is a rather menial task. Is there something about soldering that makes this sort of a needed task for a band of well-equipped adventurers?
The dwarves don't allow outsiders, and even those of other emissaries or such, to use magical means to contact them or visit them. They can only be visited by foot. Therefore, it would be best for adventurers to go, as they would be most adequate to defend themselves, and I would not need to take very key emissaries away from their normal duties to travel such a long way. You have all proved yourself worthwhile and trustworthy as representatives of Easternay. You are capable of defending yourselves against dragons of all things. I see no reason why I can't not trust you all to commission this for me.
No, of course. That seems, yeah, no, we can do that, no problem.
Very well. Whenever you are ready to leave, I have instructed my wizard to bring you to Monsanto as a means of travel to get to Soldering. From there, you'd be able to find travel either by caravan or by steed through the roads to Soldering.
That would be fantastic, Your Majesty. Thank you.
I mean, isn't that going to be something we're going to do after the thing we have in 5 months? That seems like a long-ass journey.
No, we're going to get teleported to Monsanto.
Yeah,
And
and then we got to get over to there, and then we got to get back.
Oh, your boy's got a teleportation circle back to Easternay, though.
Yeah, it
That's fair. Okay.
Just whenever you were ready, I don't want to rush you away from your home, as you have just recently returned.
That is true, Your Highness.
That is one thing about adventurers. We're always ready to adventure.
It's also very rare where adventurers return home. They typically make a new home. A lot of adventurers from the Empire go to Rapallo and typically make new lives there with the various guilds.
Well, our mother is due with our sibling, and I do have duties here. I say that begrudgingly. So no, I will definitely make my home here in Easternay. And no, but this shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. These other fine gentlemen are going to make quite a bit of coin off of our adventures, so I think they'll definitely make homes elsewhere. But I'll be here.
Very good, very good. Now I need to part ways and begin the ball.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Yes, of course.
Talking with us.
As he stands up from the table, spending a considerable amount of time with at your all's table.
I'm just excited for Ed's performance checks on these fucking stilts. He's not gonna fly. He's gonna use stilts. He hasn't walked in weeks, so what are we gonna do here?
So, the prince returns to his table as he takes a spoon and taps on one of the glasses to ring out as the hall quiets down. Thank you all for joining me for this wonderful dinner, but let us begin a night of fun, as the great hall has been transformed into a ballroom. As you finish up your desserts, please make your way there and to begin dancing and enjoying each other's company for the night.
Alright, so I'm going to write this name down in just a second when I find my notebook, because I'm going to forget it again, and I'm tired of asking.
No, his name is now Mycelium.
What was the name? Tell me, what was the name?
You know you have a journal on your character sheet, right?
Yes, but I like the written journal.
Okay.
And I have a new journal here. So what is the name?
Mimir.
One more time. It's not Mimir.
It's Mycelium.
Are you talking about the prince?
No. What is Mimir's fake name?
Mycelium?
Mesium.
Mesium.
Museum.
Okay. I wrote it down this time. Real? Fake?
As the prince leaves, your mother glares at you, Vicus. You went under the water to fight this white dragon?
Correction. Under the ocean.
Yes, Mother. We went into the ocean, into the ice cavern to slay the white dragon.
We could have drowned.
Mother, come, let's, I know you're not, fleet of foot right now, but let's dance, you and I. Let's have a good time.
Okay,
Leave Vicus alone.
You need to roll some kind of like constitution check or something. If she rolls a 1, the baby is born on the dance floor.
Oh, God. Just water breaks right there.
It would be a legendary critical 1. I'm just saying. Also, probably a record birth. She does a spin and birth.
Very well, Callum. Very well, Callum. But I would like to have a dance with your father at some point tonight as well.
Yes, of course. It doesn't take you out dancing nearly enough. But, I did, wade into a pool of detriment to find out if you'd be okay. So I would like the first dance.
Yes. As you all get up from your table and return back to the Great Hall, a lot of the furniture, including the sculptures, have been moved off to the side or outright just removed from the room as the floor is open.
Does Mimir notice that I put them on yet? I want to put them on behind him.
Also, Vicus should know that Callum definitely gave him a "you're fucking welcome" look before he dragged their mom off to dance.
Vicus definitely nods.
Mimir does notice your stilts.
Well, it was going to be a surprise, but you ruined it. So, Mesium, would you like to dance?
I suppose I can get these legs working?
It should be quite fun. I'm on stilts, and I'm gonna suck at this, so...
Both of you have to make performance checks at disadvantage.
I think I have a new move. It goes something like this.
Oh, I can do that. That's the easy bit. Perfect.
It's
about this
modern
big.
dancing. Yeah, go ahead and give me a performance check for those stilts.
Any modifiers to that roll?
Why would you get modifiers?
I'm just asking.
Negative modifiers.
You're good.
That's what I was asking.
Ooh, nice.
It's
I'm looking for a stilt dancing gif now.
Music continues to play as families begin to dance. Yorn, you're approached by one of the women that you recently had escapades with.
We're definitely doing the salsa dance that I posted in the chat.
My dancing in the chat's great.
I can only imagine gigantic Yorn just ha 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 ha.
He's just doing the Macarena in the corner.
Yorn, I didn't expect to see you here.
Do I recall what her name is?
Isabella.
Isabella. Oh, darling Isabel. I will be wherever the party is. May I ask you to dance with me?
I was waiting for it. As she holds out her hand.
I love Yorn even more.
We're moving at a very different fucking pace as everyone else.
They're doing like triple time on the beat.
Well, like everyone else is like doing ballroom dancing. We're like doing a salsa or a samba, a sexy dance, because that's all I know how to do.
Yeah.
Just doing bump and grind in the middle of the fucking.
It's like Peaches and Cream from like 2001 is playing right now. If you guys ever went to a skate rink in 2001, you heard Peaches and Cream. I promise you.
I wish 100%. I
100%.
chose music for the ball. I didn't choose out any music for the ball.
Oh, you want some? Hold on, I got you.
In 7th grade, the skate rink is where you got girlfriends for about 2 hours, and then you guys never talked again.
It was the best. I mean, it was really training everyone for Tinder and all that.
I believe they call that grooming.
Oh god, that music video for that is
not
so
grooming.
bad. For 13-year-old boys, it was not. You were looking for 13-year-old girls.
No, the only thing you were doing
possibly.
there is trying to steal kisses and play Metal Slug. That was it.
That was it.
I found Yorn
in
dancing.
mind.
It's right here, guys. That's the Yorn dancing scene. That's how I'm envisioning it now.
Oh, great.
It's canon.
Oh shit!
Is this? This is a commercial. I saw the fucking St. Jude's thing in the corner of the thing, and I didn't realize it was the ad. And I was like, "What did I just get sent?"
A Knight's Tale is like
yes.
A Knight's Tale is absolutely fantastic. It is such a great movie.
Yeah, but I don't think it's the right. Oh, it is. Okay, we're good.
Oh, it is. No, this is
like
perfect.
a minute in.
You gotta get a bit minute in, yeah.
I get everyone dancing the same fucking dance at some point.
The iconic dancing A Knight's Tale, just in case people on YouTube are looking, because I'm not streaming it. I
actually found the correct one now. That's the long version that has the actual
dance part in it before it becomes like a hip hop dance.
Yeah. The part where it just looks clueless at the beginning.
Yeah.
Which is what makes it good.
So they just start randomly just like doing hip hop dancing in the middle of this?
Yeah, no. The movie is definitely not what you call historically accurate.
We call this the boogie woogie.
At the beginning of the movie, they play "We Will Rock You" via trumpets.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's great.
With people in the crowd stomping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Such a good movie.
Also, really cool fact, if you guys didn't know this, is that when they actually hollowed out the lances...
Dude, I'm culturally, like...
You've never seen A Knight's Tale? I think this just became a Let's Watch. This just became a Let's Watch.
You have homework now. You have homework.
We should all watch it together. We have to watch it together now.
I'm not gonna lie. I was very tempted to try to pull the the announcing scene at the last tournament where he's just like going through all the accolades. My lord!
And those
Please!
nuts sitting in a cushion.
Dude,
Oh
Paul
my God.
Bettany is a vision in that movie. But like the best part about that is canonically they invent like steel in that movie. Like everyone else is wearing iron armor, and this chick is just like, I found a new way to heat metal. I made steel. No big deal. Like,
Yeah,
it's great.
you know.
Because we don't want Heath Ledger to have to wear super bulky armor. So here's skin tight fucking armor for him to wear. That movie's great. Definitely watch A Knight's Tale.
You have been measured.
Oh, I used that line.
Found wanting.
I used that line in this campaign. So sorry, Tercept, to take you off the story. My bad.
You're good.
I'm just gonna throw out for Tercept my favorite line from Kingdom of Heaven is "I knew your mother." Best line of that movie.
Yeah, that was Godfrey talking to or Balian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's being a dick, and he's just like, "I fucked your mom. Go away."
No, that was him saying basically that he was the father, right?
No, he said, "I knew your mother," and then like scamper off. That to me, that meant
that
he
wasn't
biblically
Godfrey
knew
then.
her. No, let me get the characters. Hold on.
Godfrey's Liam Neeson's character.
Hold on. Just continue on, and I'll get you right.
So, anyways, ball dancing goes on for a short time, or a long enough time. Wait for Tim to come back. There he is. About an hour and a half of dancing later, a bell rings as the prince walks onto the middle of the floor as people make way for him. And he begins to speak. I have an announcement, as I would like for Callum Grimm to join me.
Everyone
front of
just stares
everyone?
at Callum.
It's fuck. So like, there's like no questions to be asked in this. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Callum walks up.
Callum, as heir to your father, Roderick Grimm, Lord Roderick Grimm, and symbol of expert knowledge and leadership on your traveling group. I hereby declare you a knight of Easternay. Please take a knee.
Okay. Just know that's all because I fucking love this NPC, because he's Callum if Callum didn't adventure. So Callum will take a knee.
As the knight that was escorting him around before comes up holding another sword in his hands.
It's weird because Callum's not holding a sword in his hands. That was a boner joke, guys.
I got it.
Yeah,
I got it. As
sword.
the prince draws the sword from its scabbard, its jewel-encrusted hilt with fine engraving on its silver blade. I dub thee Knight, Sir Callum Grimm of Easternay, Baron and Lord and we will discuss later on available castles or forts or lands opportunities that you would prefer to take lordship over.
Just give a small nod.
Now rise, Sir Knight. As
William Thatcher.
there's now thunderous applause as you rise. Now a baron in your own right of Easternay.
Go Cal.
Yay.
As the prince hands the sword over back to his knight. Thank you for your service to the Empire and to the people of Easternay, and those that you have encountered on your travels. You make a difference in this world.
Just bow. I got nothing.
That's perfectly fine. He returns the bow and then walks off. As another person walks out, a servant. That will conclude tonight's ceremonies. Your carriages are being pulled to the front in due order. Please return to your carriages as the family names are called. It takes some time for the families to be called. Your family gets called about midway through being called out for your party to depart. The lady with Yorn, Isabella, seems to not want to go with her family and asks Yorn if she can go home with you.
I do a quick message real quick to Callum, who probably has a better idea of things than I do. I'm like, should I take her home with me?
Do I know Isabel?
She's from another family similar to your stature. She's not the firstborn or anything like that.
Oh, not the firstborn? Yeah, fuck yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I'm just like, sure, come on.
You do have to ride with our mother, though.
No, your mother and father are riding a separate carriage.
Oh, I know.
Oh, okay.
Just so I can have Yorn get disapproving looks from my mom and dad.
So, Yorn, there's your thing. The answer is yes, but you gotta...
Yorn has to weigh consequences in his mind.
How horny is Horny Bard?
The horniest.
Quite.
So, mother, father, Yorn and his guest are making their way back to our estate. You know Isabel, of course. She, wants to go with Yorn here, and Yorn seems rather taken by her. So they're going to ride along with you all. I just think that's best. So Vicus, Ed, Missium, and I are going to take the other carriage. So you all have a pleasant conversation, and we'll see you back at home.
I'm like the first friend you ever brought home to meet your parents. And like, I'm trying to be like, very nice, have plenty of platitudes to say, trying to be like the good kid while in front of them.
Your father gives you a very disapproving look, but your mother is extremely exhausted. Visibly exhausted.
How long does this carriage ride last?
It's about 20 minutes.
Okay.
At this point, it's just fun for Callum. It's
I feel like we should have separated the carriages by who was going where, since we're in the guest house. But
Same estate.
Yeah, no,
Jordan can't complain.
I
they
guess,
would have, but Callum insisted. So
yeah,
I guess there's not enough room for Jorn's acquaintance to ride in your carriage. So yes.
I mean, unless they wanted to chat with Missalem.
is what? Hold on, you said the mom looked exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will forego the ruse then, just because, or the joke, just because she does look exhausted and she's 9 months pregnant, and as a person who's dealt with a 9-month pregnant lady, I understand. So
You're talking about it's late at night now after a dinner and a ball dance, and I did roll by the way. She's not gonna go into labor.
Oh, damn. Okay, so I will. I'm sorry, Mother. I didn't realize you were so. Vicus and I will ride with you all. They can ride back on their own. Let's go home, and you need some rest. So I just, I wanted you to. I'll whisper to the parents. I just wanted you to give Jorn and Isabel a good lashing, but it is what it is. Young people and so forth. So. Vicus
I'm probably older than everyone in this group, age-wise.
Probably, yeah.
I think my character is supposed to be like almost 35.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh yeah. Like what did we decide on?
22.
We're like early 20s.
Let me look. I can't remember. I'm 27. My character.
Yeah. So.
So I'll forego that joke to save her from having to put forth any additional effort.
Okay. Your carriage ride takes you all back to the guest house where you all have your stay. But with that...
Would anybody like some gummies before bed?
I'll take 2. And I look at Isabel and I'm like, don't worry, they're great.
Sure, I'll have one.
I boop it in her mouth.
Missium, would you like one? I mean, I don't know how that would work for you anyway. Maybe not.
I don't think he would be able to digest it very well.
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't work. Never mind. I'm
no,
sorry.
No metabolization happening with a head.
Yeah.
Goes,
I mean, maybe he can let it dissolve in his gum. He could dissolve it in his gum.
Stick it up his nose. Let it dissolve up there.
Do you sleep? Or are you just awake while we're asleep at night?
I kind of more meditate in order to clear my mind. I don't really need to sleep anymore.
Well,
I miss sleeping.
I don't know if this helps, but if you want some Snogbane gummies, here's 2. You may be able to dissolve in your gum.
Sure, I'll try.
Oh God, I can't believe it worked.
Does Isabel hear him say Snogsbane gummies?
She's more like feeling up your muscles and stuff right now. She's
okay.
Like, no, she's just totally into you.
We're totally just like making that on the other end of the fucking.
Yeah, no, she doesn't want anything to do with your friend.
I'm taking 5 points of damage for that.
It's a fucking high school party at this point in the guest house.
Yep.
Callum would insist with Vicus that they stay in the main house so that they could be there for their mother if she needed us.
Certainly, I wasn't going to stay in the guest house.
So, with that going on, high school, like after prom party going on in the guest house.
Somebody's getting pregnant.
Ah, yes.
I'm
Hold
just a
on.
dumpster baby.
Yorn is an expert at strategic withdrawals.
Whew,
Oh,
that's a close one.
Oh, boy.
That's a close one. That could go either way.
If he tells you to roll a D100,
It's
you're
that
in
stupid
trouble.
Snogsbane gummy you gave me.
You ate 2 of them.
No, I gave one to her and
No,
one for
you
gave
me.
one to her.
Okay. I thought you were gonna have 2, and I gave 1 to her.
No, that's a bit much.
Is there anything
That's
you
some
all
ed levels of inebriation right there.
anything you all want to do before anything else happens over the next few days?
That's just
not
that's
really.
just Family Guy dumpster baby prom night dumpster
Other than
baby.
check up on if Mimir enjoyed his gummies. Other than that, I want to work on making him an esophagus, so he can like eat, and then it goes in a bag that he can empty later.
He's like fully on like Robin Williams Bicentennial Man Mimir.
God dang it! I wish I had the spell grease.
I'm having a lot of fun with this character, guys. I can't wait to see what happens.
You're gonna have to
I'm
work
giving
with
you
like
full reign of
Vicus.
Mimir.
You're gonna have to work with Vicus or something to understand how an esophagus works, because you don't have like medicine proficiency. I don't think.
I mean, I'm just putting it. It's a tube in a bag.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, okay. I mean,
I'm not. He doesn't need to digest it. I'm
Okay.
just trying to give him so he can eat, and like when he chews it, it just goes down the tube instead of like on the floor or uncomfortably like in his socket.
sure. It's gonna take you some time to investigate on where to put this and how to work it inside of the Warforged body, but it's doable.
Based.
I used my alchemy jug to make a gallon of honey.
Oh, God.
For that night, right?
For that night.
At least he didn't accidentally make mayonnaise.
Yeah.
No, he did accidentally make mayonnaise. That's what the
wasn't an
Constitution
accident.
check was for.
That wasn't an accident. That was inevitable.
Horny bard things. Okay.
Horny bard things.
They tried to make Callum the horny bard. Like everyone tried so hard, and now we have a horny bard. So I'm super happy about that.
It's okay.
Oh, we're still working on Callum.
Yeah, we're gonna make him a deviant at some point.
I mean, if anything, I think my character's been more of a deviant than yours. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. But everyone's like, "Oh, Callum, it's a dude." Like,
I think even
fuck 'em.
Vicus has been more deviant than Callum.
That's true.
Accidentally,
I
though.
thought-
Yeah.
What are you doing? Won't put that in your mouth.
That was
That's
by
true.
far one of my favorite, like, awkward roleplay moments.
I've wanted to repeat, like, when people are talking about D&D stories, like, that's come to mind, I'd be like, no. Nope. That's not getting talked about.
Oh, man. It was so good.
Vicus had a hooker and didn't know what a hooker was.
Yep.
He didn't understand that he tipped a hooker and what that would imply.
Yeah.
And Callum would like to have a conversation with Vicus after they get back from the ballroom or the ball in general. Just like, so I didn't, with the way it was presented, I didn't want to bring up your name for it as well, just because it was so public and I didn't want to embarrass or overstep my bounds. But with what's happened in the last few weeks and everything, I'm very seriously considering just foregoing my birthright and giving it to you. and I wanted to get your opinion on that.
Well, honestly, I'm not sure how that would work.
I know you've been more into the adventuring here lately, much more than you had been previously.
Well, what can I say? It's grown on me.
Robber?
Jesus Christ.
You gotta come up with things to keep things spicy.
Can someone please just go ahead and buy YornHub.com so we can
Yes, please. Yes,
so
please.
that we can have motion comics of all of his exploits from here on out.
No.
So someone please go on GoDaddy and buy YornHub.com. Thank you.
I guarantee I can find some Rule 34 with Alex Louise Armstrong.
Oh, you definitely can.
Oh, sure.
You
So, I'm
definitely
going to tell you
can.
right now, there actually is apparently someone named Yornhub. If you Google it, they have a Facebook page and an Instagram. So
That is unpleasant because I wanted that to be our Commonomicon as well as Rule 34 for this campaign. So
Damn it.
that upsets me.
As far as the estate
I'm sorry.
and turning over the succession rights, I'm not sure what the church will have of me after I've completed this. So it's hard to say.
No. So that's why I wanted to speak with you about it. I know that you feel deeply about your pilgrimage, but I didn't know if you felt more deeply about that or, rights to on noble succession. Apparently, Frost is in the Pornhub, the fucking the fucking
He's the cameraman and the
prom
sound
night
guy.
Yeah, the prom night. He's the boom mic guy.
Yep.
He's just holding his greatsword over his head. Like, okay, let me make sure I'm getting a good audio level. No, I didn't know if you felt more deeply about the noble rights to Easternay or our section of Easternay or your pilgrimage. So I that's why I want to speak to you about it. I'm not going to just thrust it upon you. I just want to make sure that if you don't want it,
something.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I don't want to thrust upon you like Yawn would, but I stopped because this is like a more serious conversation. I'll tell mother and father about the my having no desire to sire children, and I'll take over, but I thought you might be better suited for it. So if you don't feel the want or need for it, then that's just something I'll have to take on myself.
Well, honestly, if you would have asked me, months ago, I would have jumped at the chance and I would have said yes immediately. But my eyes have been opened, and it appears that our world is a bit larger than I anticipated, and I had no idea we would be so influential on it. And, well, if the church doesn't have any more tasks for me after we've completed what we were set out to do, then I will certainly take it over for you if you do not want that responsibility, as I feel that I owe at least that much to you for accompanying me this whole way.
Well, I don't want to think of it as a debt to be paid, but no, we'll discuss it at that time then. No need to rush anything. No problems there. So we will discuss it at that time.
Well,
And again, I don't.
You're full baron now, so there's that.
Yeah, there's that. I don't know if that'll be revoked or not, but just speaking above table, how open is this continent to? I'm going to use the big word, homosexuality. Is it like a big problem?
It's more a problem for nobility because they want to keep, like, again, house loyalty related with blood and stuff. So
Right.
you being the heir, that's really just the big issue, is because you are technically the oldest, and you wouldn't be able to bear your own children in a
Right.
homosexual relationship. I mean, otherwise people typically just don't care.
Okay, so it's not a taboo amongst the nation. Okay, perfect. So yeah, no, we'll deal with that when we come to that bridge. I need to tell them eventually anyway, so it's not really. I just want to do right by them because I know what they want. So that's why I would. It's more for them than it is for you.
Well, yes, of course.
But no, I did ask. I actually asked Father about adoption, and he was not really keen to it, to be honest with you. But no, I think that depending on what you say at the end of this, we'll go from there.
Yes, well, that sounds good. We can, yeah, as you said, we can deal with that at a later date. But understand that, yes, I would do this if the church has no other tasks for me when we have finished.
Very good. Sleep well, Vicus.
I don't believe I will. I do believe that Father and I have a conversation to have.
Oh, enjoy.
Father went to bed with your mom, so
Ooh.
I'm just going to use that as an excuse to walk around the estate.
okay.
I'm gonna go find Ed and get one of the Snogsbane gummies while I walk.
Ed goes, okay, open your mouth. I'm gonna throw it in your mouth.
All right, Ed, that's fine.
What do I need to roll? God?
Ed's a gambler tonight.
Sleight of hand.
I'm gonna use a lucky on that.
As you should. Yes,
Ooh.
yes. That halfling reroll, baby.
You can flavor it however you want.
I just grab it like this and flick it like a senzu bean.
All right, eat it.
I will show you exactly what I'm thinking of when I find it.
Do I hear them? Oh, you're
Oh,
you're
you
muted,
hear
Alex.
Bjorn?
Oh,
Yeah.
you guys missed all my witty shit.
Yeah, you're muted.
I was muted.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask if they can hear me on the inside of the manor.
Oh, I was 100% going to ask.
Is Yorn a screamer or is Isabel a screamer? Or are they both screamers?
Yorn is whatever.
My
makes
wife
the
just said, "Oh
situation
my god!"
better.
in the background. If you guys didn't hear that,
I heard it.
I didn't hear what she said.
she said, "Oh my god," in that cadence and tone.
Becky, look at her butt. It's like so big.
She said, "Fucking freaks."
I mean, I'm not a degenerate, so I don't know what robber roleplay is, so...
You know, when you're pretending to break in.
Hey, honey, can you tell me what robber roleplay is?
What?
Robber roleplay? Let's get a female perspective.
I said what in the butt.
She said what in the butt.
You want to put it in my butt? In my butt?
But I pooped from there.
I suppose that would be the only virginity left to her at this point for me to steal.
He's just taking all of it. Hey, here you go. This is something for you to live by, Yorn.
You guys just see Yorn like out on a balcony, butt ass naked with like a mask on, pretending like he's breaking in.
I told Jen what rubber roleplay meant in this D&D universe. It meant stealing the anal virginity of someone, and she said,
Oh, stealing?
"Yeah." She said,
Rape?
"No, not rape. No,
You're pretending to steal.
No.
It's why it's roleplay.
It's roleplay." And she said, and I quote in her cadence, "Oh, cool." So we have the female perspective. Tercept, continue with your roleplay, please.
You just gotta flick this
And
in.
Jen says,
When I bring up this suggestion, she's just like, "Oh, cool."
Jen said, and I quote Tercept, "No kink shaming. Thank you."
Uh-huh.
So Vicus, as you
do
return to
that
the
here.
manor to get a gummy from Ed, you see Yorn butt ass naked crawling on the balcony of the guest bedroom that he's in.
I'm going to look at him for a second, and I'm going to say, "Yorn, what is going on?"
I'll just like look down a bit. Shh.
Oh, okay.
And then I like creep onto the inside through the window.
All right.
Uh,
I'm going to look at Ed and say, "Ed, Yorn is naked crawling into the window. Be careful."
Are you sure that you just didn't take 2 of those gummies?
I did only one, but I did see him.
he did however many you flicked into his mouth.
Yeah, as Ed flicks another in the air and eats it.
Well, I just wanted to let you know that's what I saw. Enjoy your night.
Vic is high as fuck, just sees Yorn fucking. He's so dainty for such a big man.
Light on his feet.
A few minutes later, as you're just walking around, you hear a woman scream, "A robber! A thief!"
Oh, God. That's uncharacteristic for this part of RHOSYNAAU, is it not?
Wisdom saving throw.
Yep. Not normal.
But it's not like in like a serious tone. It's like oh my god, robber, thief.
Is it coming from the guest house?
The guest house.
Yes.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear it. And if I see any law enforcement, I'm going to tell them they're fine.
So Jen was like, "Did I just like make up this roleplay?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh my god, why?"
Because we needed the female perspective.
And they said we need the female perspective.
Yorn is just a 35-year-old horny man. Can't help it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I love my
That's
wife.
fair.
Oh, man. All right.
Black cherries be had. Moving on.
10 days later, your mother successfully gives birth to a baby girl,
Yes.
and they name her Erica Grimm.
Erica Grimm.
Erica?
Is it with a K?
Yes, it is.
Of course it is.
2 E's. Oh, nice.
2 E's.
Erica.
Erica.
Actually,
Erika.
she's
I shit you guys not. I used to work with a lady when I worked at a company called Sherwin-Williams. It's a paint company.
Mhm.
Her name was Erica. It was spelled Airyaka.
Oh God.
Yeah, she was
I feel like
fucking-
she could have put an H on the end to really throw you for a loop.
probably, but coolest chick ever. And she was like a farmer's daughter, which is weird. They spelled it like so, like goofy, but yeah.
Well, I
Funny.
mean, that's how you get names like, you know, Courtney Lynn and.
She was born on Osperus the 8th as 6 pounds 8 ounces 16 inches.
Ooh.
16 inches big for a baby or small for a baby?
For
I
a
feel like
baby,
I was an 18-inch baby.
20
You
inches
were big.
average.
I was a fucking big baby.
Stubby baby.
How long was Orion?
Huh?
How long was Orion? He was 21, 22?
21 and a half.
21 and a half, yeah.
That's
Oh my
average. 20
God.
inches is about average for normal.
Maybe I was bigger than that.
At that point, just get a zipper installed. Jeez.
I mean, she did, kind of.
Fair.
I just broke.
Yeah.
Jen was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "They said get a zipper installed." She's like, "Yeah, I kind of did." We're talking about cesarean section here, guys.
Yeah.
If you guys want to get into,
Yeah. That's what I got from that.
Oh, yeah.
That
I
against the
didn't rip my
YouTube
butthole.
TOS.
Yeah,
Just
Jen
hoping
was
it
like,
wasn't an episiotomy is all.
Jen was like, "I wasn't gonna rip to my butthole."
Yeah.
Well, then
Yeah.
that-
I love
then
my
it's not-
wife,
uh,
guys.
It's not separate then. It's just one. It's just
Yeah.
one hole.
Jen didn't want a giant vaginal butthole, so she got a C-section.
I believe they call that the VUT.
The butt.
Jen said we call it a vagina.
Vagina.
Good
That's
too.
good.
That's pretty good.
It brings a whole new meaning to bussy.
Yes.
Yeah, no. My wife knows I have the most desirable bussy. All right,
That's fair.
she
That's
knows
actually where the
this.
name Bunt Cake came from.
Yeah, bunt cake. No, yeah, Jen. Okay, I'm not saying her dick is huge, but it is dishwasher safe. All right, guys.
That's fair. That's good. Needs to be.
All right.
Okay.
And
Look,
even the Bard has had enough now.
You do.
Okay, come on, guys. This is
Okay, I'm
not
pretty
even
sure
that
we went
crazy.
outside the TOS this time. I think we were riding the rail and then we just fell right off.
You have to put it on the top rack, though. You can't no bottom rack.
Yeah, no bottom rack. No,
Yeah.
no. Because you got to put the 2 car
We don't-
batteries in there that it
All
takes
those
as well.
terms of service. We don't ask for money from Twitch or YouTube.
All right.
If anyone from my Twitch is actually watching
They're
still,
not. They're not.
they've heard this a million times that Jen's dick is dishwasher safe. It's like one of my running jokes.
So, a successful, healthy birth. You welcome a new member to your family.
Ugh.
It is the 8th of Osperus in the evening. Your mother is still in bed resting with the newborn. Cradle in hand, wet nurses helping. Everything is fine. That is where we're going to call tonight's session. As you guys can tell me what you want to do from here on out. But congratulations, you are level 10.
Yes.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So first order.
Time to take actual wizard spells instead of blade singer spells.
Let me ping Shifty.
I actually get reckless attack.
No, Shifty doesn't get the experience because he wasn't there.
Oh, he was definitely there watching Yarn with his devil's sight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Frost is a voyeur now. That is canon.
Ooh, look at that. I roll every time and I always roll high.
All right.
Yeah,
That's
I roll
dope.
every time and I roll low. That's why I have 84 hit points.
Thank you, everybody.
I have
for
75
anybody who
and I'm a
watches this
wizard.
in the future and everything. And sorry for that last 10 minutes of discussion because I don't know
Yeah.
what the
I'm
fuck
not
Blame-
happened.
Don't be sorry. If they're here
Blame-
still,
Yeah.
they appreciated it.
Blame Callum's in real life wife. All right, that's all her fault. That was all her doing.
Dude, I wish Jen
She-
could play more D&D with us.
She rode off on this RP, and she told
You
us
can just
about.
blame me for that.
She rode off on the RP. She's like bouncing back and forth right now. Like, yeah, I fucking did that. Yeah, it's all her fault.
Are you talking about me?
No, I'm not talking about you at all. But yeah, no, it's all her fault. So
Hey.
goodbye, everyone.
You roll-